Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at the Arturia MicroBrute. Marvelous little synth from Arturia, and we're going to make some bass patches, so some good tips and tricks on how to make a bass patch. I'm going to start with this, which is just a basic initial patch. First thing we're going to do is drop it down 1 octave, and then we're going to start to play with the cutoff. Now I only have the saw wave here, and at the moment that's turned all the way up full, so no square, no triangle, and no waveform modifiers applied. So first thing we're going to do, make sure we're on low pass, turn the cutoff down, and increase the envelope amount. And then we can play just to get a tone that you're happy with. Now we're going to play with the envelope here, so a little bit of release. Let's take the sustain all the way down. And now if you want, so there's one idea. If you wanted this to be more like a sub bass, we could take the decay down and push the sustain up. Okay, well, let's stick with our... Now, keyboard tracking. Starting to sound really meaty now. Let's take it back up 1 octave, and we're going to use the overtone here and the sub. So at the moment it's on sub, so as we bring this up, it's going to bring in a sub, like an octave below. So that's really nice. But another cool trick you can do with this is, if you move this all the way to the right, it becomes a fifth. And if we drop it down, you're getting like a fifth overtone. So let's take this back to about halfway. Now let's play with the brute factor. So the brute factor is brilliant for basses. So let's take it back up 1 octave. And let's just bring the sustain up for a moment. And bring the brute factor in. Now the brute factor is going to fold and distort it. It's a bit like feeding an audio signal back in on itself. But if you listen very carefully, there'll be a point where you can hear bass come in, sort of thing. So if you've got headphones on, you'll hear this much better. See that there? Going too far will just distort it, so you don't want to do that, and it'll make the tone darker, so then you can either use the envelope amount or the cutoff. So this is just with the sawtooth. If we start to apply now more overtone, I guess, from the sub, starting to get very meaty bass, and we could back off the cutoff or increase the resonance. This is cool, but we'll do the cutoff first. listen to what happens now. We increase the resonance. So very cool. We could also just use more sustain. So you can now experiment with different waveforms. We could take out the saw completely and bring in the square. Or the triangle. We could take it up to a fifth. Oh, another cool trick is to use the modifiers as well. So the whole idea is just to have a good play around when you get into the bass range, set up a basic kind of bass patch. So depending on how bright you want your sound, of course. That's just the overtone you're hearing now. So for the little tiny synth, you can make this sound massive. Now, one last trick. That's a nice kind of like funky kind of bass. Is to apply some effects. So the audio for this is going through the iPad. I'm going to put on a chorus. A chorus is really nice for bass, but you know, any chorus will do. So what it does is it spreads the sound. If anyone's interested what that effect is, it's FAC's chorus for iOS. So. Awesome. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it inspired you to make some cool bass patches. Using the overtone, the sub or the fifth is really nice. Brute factor is kind of essential. It's great because it adds all this richness and like distorted stuff going on, but you can dial it in as you wish. Awesome stuff. Guys, thank you very much. I will see you later. Ta-ra.